Hello, all my followers. It's like 2:20 in the morning, so I'm just not all here today, and my ears are all gunked up, and I have to wait until I get paid to get that device that removes earwax. It's it's a byproduct of like thinking that you've cleaned your ears, but in fact you have pushed it. That's why I always advise people, don't believe that just because you put a cloth in your ear that you're getting all the wax out. You're not. You're pushing it back. So yeah, that is why I keep doing this, because I feel like that I'm like talking underwater, which is bizarre. Which is why I'm really monitoring my tone as I say this video. So, getting away from that disgusting statement I just made, let's talk about independent bookstore book day, which that's my words. I call it. I call it that because what it actually is that it is a day. Um, I think it's the 26th, where independent booksellers go and they um, sell books. They mark them down to where you can afford one, or two, or three, or four, or 11, or 27, or whatever. And it is, I believe they're in their 12th year. I'm not exactly sure. I believe they're in their 12th year. And what ended up happening was Amazon decided to have their book sale. Okay, so they go and people are losing their shit about this, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't. I don't. So what they're doing is they are basically going back to their roots, because originally Amazon was a online bookseller before they did lingerie and pillows and blankets and all that stuff that I happen to love. So, so a lot of people are royally pissed off about this, because they could have picked any other week. They could have done it next year, whatever. They chose. They chose. But God, when it ends, I really do. So, yeah, I think it ends the 28th, so it ends tomorrow. So, people are really pissed. They're like, this is just another thing they're doing to crush independent booksellers and everything. And my personal belief, at least in Texas, is that it's not going to be Amazon that crushes independent booksellers. It's going to be the Texas state legislator. Now, I discovered something interesting that I did not know. I believe it was Virginia did this about a year, 2 years ago, where they enacted the same exact law. The same exact law. And a federal judge, it might have gone up to the appellate court, I'm not exactly sure, ruled that it's unconstitutional because it violated the First Amendment rights of adults. Because the judge, I don't know the full thing that he said about it, but said basically that this was a First Amendment issue, and that he ruled in favor of the bookstores. I believe Amazon sent their lawyers to represent Barnes and Noble, which was weird, but I guess when both groups are on the verge of basically being accused of stuff they didn't do, that they come together because it affects them. So I think the state had to pay Jeff Bezos' attorneys, which is hilarious if that's what happened. So basically, it's the same exact bill that Texas has in committee. And this one, I mentioned in the video, this one Republican does not believe that it's going to hit the floor. Mainly because of what happened, I believe, in Virginia. Definitely not Vermont. Not Vermont. I don't see it ever happen in Vermont. It could have happened. I don't know. I'm just going to go for Virginia in this case. Because Virginia is like a southern state. And yeah, and Vermont is not. So anyways, so getting back to it. So Amazon did it. And I'm like, I don't really have an independent bookstore near where I live. I don't. There was one called the Book Attic, but they went out of business years ago. But I believe they were still in business when I went in there. And then there was a bookstore that was down the road that could be classified as independent, but they're gone. A lot of businesses left. I was absolutely shocked because I was going to go there to buy a couple books and they were gone. And I'm like, when did this happen? When did this happen? And then I think it was Edible Arrangements went away too, which was like, oh, I wanted to buy some strawberry flowers, but I waited too long. But there's no independent booksellers in my neighborhood. And so I was like, okay, as much as I am trying to get away from Amazon, let's see what they've got as far as their book sale is concerned. And so I typed in Amazon book sale, and the algorithm immediately responded and gave me a list of books that were on discount, like ebooks, physical books, things like that. So there's a new book that came out, The Strawberry Something by Lori something. I know I'm bad. She did the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and also the Christmas Tree Farm. But I'm not reading the Christmas Tree Farm until Christmas. They had it as an ebook for $2. And I'm like, I want this book. Sorry. When I get my medical insurance, I will go to the doctor about it. But anyways, I wanted the book. And so I bought it. I bought it as an ebook. And I will be reading that book next month. But for areas that don't have independent bookstores, they don't have them. Amazon is like really the only choice they can do. That really is the only choice they can do. So, that's what happened. I don't have an independent bookstore now. I have Myers. Myers is nearby, and they did have the book there, but I just didn't really feel like walking, going over there and buying the book. But yeah. So as I said before, I understand why people are angry, because they look at Amazon choosing this particular day to have their book sale as trying to rob independent booksellers of their profit, and they're trying to crush and destroy the independent bookstores with a lot more ferocity than Barnes & Noble could have ever achieved in their life. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. And, every now and then I will go on there and I will, like, look at, like, their stuff and go, oh, yeah, that looks interesting, but I don't really want it. But they also, like, they knock down the price of their physical books so people can afford them. But if you do have an independent bookstore in your area, go there. Please go there. I really wanted that book. It was at a rock bottom price, and I went with it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Anyways, so yeah, it's one of those weird things that, Amazon goes and says, oh well, it's this reason or this reason, and people are like, we're not buying it. We're not buying it, and neither should you. But yeah, it's interesting that this is happening. Alright, I am going to end it there. I'm going to quickly upload this video and then I'm going to bed. I am absolutely exhausted. I will see you next time.